My name is Max Bamfield. Welcome to my talk. Today it is about honesty versus lies. When I was a young Boy Scout, I was told honesty is the best policy. And I thought that if you're honest, you're safe. But if you're dishonest, there's a possibility you can get into trouble. So I accepted that honesty was the best policy because it made good sense. Why get yourself into trouble when you don't have to? When I was in 4th and 5th year high school, the teacher ran classroom discussions every Friday between 3 and 3:30 when other students just wanted to go home for the weekend, so I had the opportunity to contribute. Facts, evidence and proof made it easy for me to present my views because only fools would challenge the truth. On one occasion, a student said their auntie could predict the future by reading the pattern of tea leaves in the bottom of a teacup. So I asked her to give me $1,000 for her own money. And then it might have been £1,000 at the time, I can't remember. And the name of the winner of the Melbourne Cup, I would go there and win some money and give her the change. She said her auntie only predicted the future for good reasons, not for greed. So I knew she wasn't telling the truth. When I was 19 years old, I was offered 3 scholarships to study leadership in a course called Group Work at the Institute of Technology to learn how to get cooperation from others. The subjects were all psychology, or at least most of them were. I learned that it was different to science where consistency was required, but in psychology many things can be said to be the cause of the same pain or problem. For example, 4 plus 4 always equals 8 in mathematics. If you say 9, it's wrong. But if a person has pimples, a psychologist can say it is due to worry, fear, subconscious anxiety, early childhood problems, parental neglect, etc. I asked a lecturer, "What do you do after qualifying?" And he said, "You decide what the cause is by questioning the patient." This means that a lot of people can have a lot of different views on the causes and none of them are necessarily correct. So it's many things, but it's not scientific. When I was 25, I'd been gradually having health problems and getting ill, and they were becoming intolerable. So I was sent to a personnel officer, and he said that he had 3 psychology degrees at 3 universities in 3 different countries and could scientifically prove my pains were mental and not physical. So I asked him to provide a reference from a research journal, but he couldn't because he was telling lies. No such thing exists. An administrative officer then said, "Go back to work and work harder or I'll sack you. If you claim superannuation benefits, you'll be branded as mentally ill." So I resigned without pay. That method was designed to intimidate me at a time when I had fragile health, and I didn't need that provocation. I thought I'd probably live longer and healthier if I got out of that situation. It had obviously been used to swindle millions of workers out of superannuation benefits to save the government money. So I decided to do my own research where my focus and purpose was to identify provable causes and develop effective methods of relieving my symptoms. I continued to do medical research and solve many more mysteries about the physical cause in the next 20 years and wrote a 1,000-page book. But the university said I was wrong and the psychological theories were correct. And newspapers said, "Don't call us, we'll call you." In 2007, I joined Wikipedia where editors wrote, "Delete, delete, speed delete, delete. This is just one guy's theory." And they removed the theory from the publication, their internet publication. 2 editors then spent a year following me around and telling massive lies and making insults, etc. And they said they were rule-abiding editors. and then they banned me by using the ignore all rules policy. In 2012, I found that a London researcher had been stealing one of my methods since 1987, writing essays and books and running international conferences as if he was the author who cared about patients. In 2013, I started sending essays about my research to the British Medical Journal and had 40 published in the next 2 years. One of my aims was to get my name established as the author to stop others from claiming the credit, but it made things worse. Instead of saying we have peer-reviewed and confirmed Max Banfield's discoveries and we're sure he gets royalties, they say we discovered this and our research team has confirmed that, and we're the world's leading authority and we're the experts in this field. They never mention my name as the only person who did it. Well, a few weeks ago, I read a book called Mark Twain's Helpful Hints for Good Living. It was actually a CD book. I listened to it. The truth is mighty, but easily killed by lies. Not just ordinary lies, but those which have been developed from many years of experience into a skill or an art form and applied with detail and precision. It was obvious that I had been a victim of such lies. Nevertheless, I have the truth on my side, and it is as mighty as a mountain of granite. So I now need to use it to crush the lies, which are as weak as dishwater, before I publish 30 more essays to help millions of other patients. Only time will tell if I succeed. My youthful understanding that honesty was a good policy has made me a successful researcher. It's also been changed in later years by my observation that many people tell lies and steal to get to the top of society and stay there by deceiving the public and pretending to be respectable members of official organisations, universities and humane societies.